clinic. A staff member who films funny and memorable moments at work. And on November 14th of 2023, a video that no one on the team can stop thinking about. Jenna DeSormu took out her phone because she was hearing something she couldn't place. A child's voice, faint but distinct, coming from somewhere inside the building. The problem is, this clinic doesn't treat children. Not ever. No child should have been inside those walls. And yet the voice was there, clear enough that Jenna felt the need to capture it before she could convince herself she'd imagined it. She raised her phone and slowly held it up. This is what it recorded.
I mean, that was clear though. Like, that was super clear.
There it goes again.
Super clear.
There it goes again.
You think it's funny? Yeah. Stop it. And then the freaking phone rings.
From somewhere inside the clinic, a barely audible voice begins to be heard. Soft enough to almost miss, but impossible to ignore. It sounds unmistakably like a child, and it isn't just speaking. It is responding, directly answering questions that the staff had asked aloud. And that alone would be strange enough to raise questions. But then comes a second clip, recorded just a few days before this one. Captured by a different staff member inside that building.
Do it again. I'm shaking. Jesus Christ. Come on. You can do it. Move it. Come on, move it. What the f***? Stop. Stop. Move it. Come on. Can you knock it down? You can knock it down. Come on. Y'all, come on. Y'all, that box is f***ing moving. I can't even say this right. Come on. Stop. Nope. 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 We're done. We're done.
A cardboard box nudges itself toward the edge of a shelf and falls. No one is near it. No one touches it. The employee who saw it simply walked away, unable to offer any explanation. When combined with Jenna's audio of the child's voice, the staff have arrived at the same unavoidable thought: that a child's spirit may be present inside that clinic. What exactly was captured in either recording has not been confirmed. But the people who work there every day are no longer comfortable pretending that nothing has happened. This footage was sent in by someone who was asked to remain anonymous. According to them, the video was recorded in 2017 using an older phone, which may explain why the image quality is not sharp. But resolution aside, what was captured is difficult to watch regardless. It happened during a video call, The person they were speaking with wanted to show them the inside of their godmother's home, which was apparently quite cluttered at the time. They pointed the phone around the room to give a sense of the mess. But what ended up appearing in that footage had nothing to do with clutter. This is what was caught.
She's a straight hoarder. You should get this when I get home. Like, watch. She's got problems. Can you see this yet?
Huh?
You can't see this yet, can you?
Oh, I think so.
Hold on. She's got, I don't know. She's got a lot of money. She just, like, she's really cheap and she keeps everything. This is her house.
No, I can't. It says that it's interrupted.
Like, she keeps everything. She's really well off, too, but... Hold on. She's got a lot of money. She just... Like, she's really cheap and she keeps everything. This is her house.
Out of the pitch darkness of that room, a pale face materializes. It drifts into frame and then disappears, present for only a few seconds, long enough for the head to appear to turn, not randomly, toward the camera. Whoever, or whatever this is, seems to be aware that it's being watched. It stares directly at the lens like something that knows it has been seen. The man who submitted this footage writes that the face bears a faint resemblance to the ex-husband of his godmother. That man died inside this house in 2001. According to the person who sent this in, things inside that home began to change after his passing. Unexplained occurrences that have continued to this day. Some who watch this believe they may be looking at his spirit. Others believe something less familiar was captured in that darkness. Neither answer brings comfort, and neither has been confirmed. On April 28th of 2023, a security guard posted a video that has since been difficult to forget. He had been assigned to watch over an isolated area through the night. A routine post that had never given him any reason for concern. Until that night. Whether this single incident was what caused him to stop working the night shift is something only he knows for certain. But based on what the CCTV camera picked up after dark, the reasoning seems clear. It's late. Watch.
Bak burada fark ettim. Dışarı çıktım. Baktım kayboldu. Buradan kayboldu. Ondan sonra koşturdum içeri.
The guard hadn't noticed anything out of the ordinary until he checked the live feed of the area surrounding his post. And then he saw it, a figure standing still several meters away in the dark. He went outside to confront whoever it was. But by the time he got there, nothing remained. The figure had simply ceased to exist. No footsteps retreating into the distance, no sound, no trace. It appeared, and then it was gone. The guard has since left the night shift and cannot explain what he encountered. The footage continues to circulate online without any credible explanation for what it shows. On a Monday morning at around 9 o'clock, a teenage girl named Mildred Neva opens her eyes to find her dog nestled tightly against her blanket. Her dog almost never does this. But this morning, for the first time, she has chosen to curl up in bed beside Mildred and her sister, who share the same sleeping space. Caught off guard but warmed by the moment, Mildred reaches for her phone to capture it on video. Then something happens mid-recording that completely drains every bit of warmth from the room. This is what she caught. Viewers who watch this clip say it. Now makes complete sense. Why the dog had suddenly refused to leave the bed. Either someone or something was inside that room. The only other person present was Mildred's sister lying beside her. But whoever or whatever, this presence may have been as entirely unknown to Mildred. It appears out of nowhere and vanishes in less than a few seconds. That alone was enough to shake her. But it isn't the footage itself that keeps Mildred up at night. It's the zoomed-in screenshot captured from that exact moment. Something about that still image creates a feeling of deep unease in every person who has seen it. They can't identify what was standing in that room, but they feel strongly that Mildred and her sister should not sleep there again. No follow-up has been made. The question of what was captured in that bedroom remains open. On the night of May 10th of 2024, a mother named Veronica Alba is watching her children through a Ring camera inside her home. She's upstairs, in the middle of getting her 2-year-old settled into bed, while her 4-year-old waits alone on the lower floor. No one else is home. Just Veronica and her 2 kids. From her position upstairs, she checks the feed. What she sees on that camera is not what she expected to find. Something happens in that footage that she cannot account for and has never been able to explain. This is what her camera recorded. Watch.
Be careful. It's me, Snoopy. Be careful, don't fall.
She reviewed the footage sometime later. It was only when she played it back that she heard it. A woman's voice audible from somewhere deep inside the house, carrying the unmistakable sound of someone who is crying or in deep distress. She doesn't believe the voice came from outside. It carries the kind of echo that only belongs to something inside a home's walls. How she failed to hear it while it was happening, she still doesn't know. But what unsettles her most is where the voice appeared to come from. Downstairs, where her child was alone. She remains on edge, afraid it may not be over. On April 30th of 2024, a hotel in the countryside of Latin America shared footage that had left its staff deeply unsettled. The property, Hotel Hashta Tepeek, doesn't see many visitors, but its employees have spent years quietly dealing with something none of them can explain. Rooms that no one had occupied would routinely be found completely rearranged. Furniture moved, objects shifted, every surface disturbed. Nothing was ever taken from the rooms. The space was simply altered. Given how frequently this occurred, the possibility of an intruder had long since been ruled out entirely. Then came this particular incident. A staff member was told by a co-worker that someone appeared to be inside a room that should have had no guests. Wanting to see for themselves what was there, they carefully took out their phone and recorded this.
Irma me dijo que se veía una persona en la habitación 30 y le dije no, y me dice, ¿está ocupada? Le digo no, se desocupó en la mañana y no hay nadie. Yo misma fui a ventilar esa habitación y ahorita que voy pasando por acá me doy cuenta que si es cierto, se ve como que si alguien se estuviera asomando en la ventana. Vamos a ver qué es lo que pasa, vamos a ver qué hay ahí, pero se supone que no hay nada y sigue viéndose. Aquí más cerquita. Sí, miren, ahí se alcanza a ver una cara, unos ojos. Vamos a ver a esa habitación. Estamos subiendo las escaleras porque desde ahí es donde estábamos viendo que se veía. Aquí ya no se ve nada, a lo mejor por el reflejo de la luz. Y vamos a ver en la habitación. Aquí está la cama, porque esta es una habitación pequeña. Aquí pues no se ve nada. Y aquí está la tele, donde estábamos, donde se supone que se veía, pero no se ve nada. No entiendo por qué se ve. ¡Ah! ¡Ay!
As the employee draws closer to the room, a face appears in the window, pale and utterly still, not shifting, not blinking, not reacting, just there. The stillness of it is what unsettles viewers the most. A real person would move, adjust, look away. This thing does none of that. Some believe it is human. Others are not so sure. Whatever it is, its appearance carries a quality that most people describe as deeply wrong. Like something that belongs to a nightmare rather than a hallway. After checking the area, the employee finds no one. The figure is gone. And then, From somewhere nearby, a sudden noise fills the corridor, and the employee runs. Two friends are parked outside a building, talking casually inside their car, when something through the window across the street makes them go silent. The first half of this footage seems like nothing special. A figure is visible through a window, moving back and forth inside what appears to be a private residence. Watching a stranger pace through the privacy of their own home is already an unusual thing to do. But it's the specific quality of the movement that neither of the two friends can explain. They say the figure isn't walking. Not quite like that. They keep watching very closely, holding the camera steady, and then suddenly they see this.
Correte. ¿Qué es lo que hace, no? Sí, porque no es que sube y baja así desde...
Without warning, the figure inside that building begins to move, back and forth, back and forth. But the speed is something else entirely. It moves at a rate that the human body should not be capable of reaching. The two friends sit frozen in their car, watching in disbelief, the air in the vehicle suddenly feeling different, heavier. Whatever is behind that window appears to be operating outside the limits of anything human. They haven't received confirmation of who lives there, and they plan to reach out. But as of now, neither friend has been able to determine who or what was recorded in that building. On a Thursday afternoon somewhere in Texas, Kiki Clemens is trying her best to hold it together. Something strange just happened out in her backyard, and she's shaking. She grabs her phone and starts recording, because without it, she knows no one would believe her. Even before today, she'd always felt that something wasn't right about her property, something she couldn't pin down. It always seemed to center on the small wooden shed sitting at the back of her yard.
The light is off. Everything is super tight locked.
Even though no one has lived in that shed, no one, Kiki's dog Dutch, has never once stopped staring at it. Every single day, Dutch locks her gaze on that structure. Her focus is absolute. Kiki has described it as if Dutch can see something standing there that no one else can. It's unsettling. But Kiki always managed to push the feeling aside, telling herself it was just the dog. But one day, while the two of them were out in the backyard together, the shed door suddenly swung open on its own. No wind. No warning. Terrified, Kiki walked toward it and started recording.
That was hella weird. There's literally no way that door just opened by itself. Y'all, like, I really don't get freaked out, but that was really just... That door has a keypad lock on it. Like, and it's actually hard to get in. Dutch, where are you going? Don't leave me. There's like... What? Why did you just jump like that? Why did... Baby! Y'all, do you see her? What the f is going on?
Inside the shed, Dutch is fixated on a specific point, somewhere just behind the door. Kiki approaches slowly. She crouches down to check beneath the frame. No feet, no shoes. Nothing that would suggest a person is standing there. And yet Dutch will not look away. That's when viewers notice something Kiki had missed entirely. Something that made the video feel suddenly colder than it had before. Dutch isn't looking at something at eye level. She's looking up. Whatever she can sense behind that door appears to be significantly taller than the door itself. To this day, Kiki can't bring herself to spend any time near the shed. And Dutch hasn't stopped watching that empty, silent space for a single moment. 8 locations. 8 cameras. The same question behind all of them. Tonight's cases share a pattern worth noting. Animals sensed what human eyes couldn't see. A child's voice answered where no child existed. A figure vanished before a security guard could reach it. A face stood motionless in a hotel window until it simply disappeared. 3 possible frameworks exist for what we're looking at. 1. Every case has a rational explanation we haven't uncovered. 2. Residual energy, something not yet measurable, can leave traces under the right conditions. 3. Whatever these presences are, at least some of them appear to know they're being observed. My question for you is this. Drop it in the comments. Has a pet ever fixated on something in your home with no explanation? Because after what you just watched, that question deserves a real answer. If this got to you, share it.